Good afternoon, friends. Welcome back. Well, we've got the 66 back on the lift today, and today we're going to work on the floorboards and foot controls. So those are parts that I've kind of cleaned up a little bit. I've polished some of this stuff, so I want to get those on. I do have the rearmost brake line as well, but I do not have the connecting brake line. I need to get that figured out. I don't have that right now, but I want to focus on getting these floorboards in place. I've got my squish pipe sitting in its spot. So I want to go ahead and start putting these floorboards in and my controls in, and we'll show you that process. Now we're going to start by taking our rear brake here, and we're going to put this kind of in its home here. So there's a spot for this to mount just like so, and we're going to get this lower mount bolt in place. That's this little guy here. We'll start with that just to try to get this sort of where it needs to go. I'm not going to tighten that up all the way. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to put on our rear master. This was a working unit when it came off, so I'm not doing anything with it except for putting it back in its home. So we'll go ahead and slip that in its spot here. And then I do have its mount bolt. We'll thread that through, line everything up here, get that one started, and then we'll go ahead and tighten this stuff down. So the bottom bolt here we're going to have to get on with a wrench. We're going to get in the back side here and just kind of snug this down. And of course, the front one, we'll do with the wrench as well. Do with a socket wrench, but that's okay. On the rear master here, I don't have this snug down all the way, so the master can actually pivot a little bit. We'll tighten it up in a minute here. We have to work on getting our floorboards in first. So there's going to be a nut here, and then there's a lock washer, and then there's a spacer. So we'll go ahead and pull that nut and lock washer off. And then on the other side, the little vent tab, there's again a nut and a lock washer. So we'll pull those things off. So there's a floorboard tab right on your frame here. And then there's a front, obviously this front mount there. So that goes clear through the master cylinder and then on the back side of that backing plate. And we'll get those two things in their proper home real quick here. With the front one slid in, then we can slide the back tab in. We'll go ahead and start putting our hardware back in place. Now with our hardware loosely assembled and everything's in place, we'll go ahead and tighten everything up. All right, then that mounts our right side floorboard and rear master cylinder brake assembly. Again, I do not have the line for this. I don't have the proper brake line. I need to figure that part out. I might just buy brake line and then bend it. I'm not sure. I know that they make a line for this, and I just need to figure that out. I don't have one. The line that was on was in pretty bad shape. It's pretty beat up. It was bent a lot. And when I took it off, it broke. But I know the master was moving fluid because I know I could lock up the rear brake. Anyway, we'll work on that at a future date. When it comes to the left side, this bike is a little different than it should be. Now, this bike should have an electric starter. It should have an inner and outer primary. That was a Harley Davidson product, and they were a cast piece or aluminum piece. I do not have that, obviously. This is a kick-only bike, and someone along the line, the previous owner or person before that, made a tab for this. Now, when I took this frame apart, whatnot, or this whole bike apart, I should say, I noticed this tab was here, and I thought about removing it, cutting it off, and putting an actual tab in place, but this is how this was together, and I want to put it back that way because I kind of like it. Anyway, it has a little floorboard tab there, and then it has a mount tab here. So what we're going to do is we're going to take this hardware apart here and slide our back tab in first. There's a hole drilled right through this. Now that I've got my back mount in place there, I'm going to go ahead and just put this nut on just to hold it. It's a nylock, so it'll stay for a little bit. And then there's a washer here. And I don't remember if that was a spacer on this side or the other side. I feel like it was on this side, but I can't really remember. Maybe it wasn't. Now that we've got our old floorboard in place, I'm going to work on putting the shift linkage together. So this is our shifter linkage here. This actually slides in place like this. And then I do have the linkage sitting here. So I have this part here. I don't have the connector for the bottom side of the transmission, so I will have to get that. But for now, I can actually bolt this together. So I'll go ahead and get that bolted in place. So it's just there. And it's ready for whenever I can get to the next part. I'll go ahead and leave that loose for now. I also have my shift arm here. I need to get the hardware for this. I'll have to find that real quick. And then once I have that, then I'll position this in its spot. All right, this is a non-spline shaft. So you can really kind of put this on wherever, and then of course it cinches down. I do have hardware for it. This is the hardware that was on it originally. We're going to go ahead and slide this thing into place as best as possible, kind of positioning it where it should be. Okay, we've got our shift lever, shift linkage, all kind of sort of installed. Nothing's tightened up right now. The floorboards are tightened up. I'll go ahead and I'll need to position this once I can get everything aligned properly. I do need that pin for the transmission to be able to hook that up properly. I need to source that. I may have one, I just have to find it. Next, I'm actually going to throw in the speedometer cable because it's right here and I can get to it, and I have that laying here, so we'll pull it out and we'll get that put in place. So this is the Speedo cable that came with the bike here. Obviously this end goes on the transmission, this end goes up to the speedometer itself. Alright, with the transmission end tightened down, I have this other end here. I don't want to lose this collar, so what I'm going to do is take a little bit of painter's tape here. I'm going to wrap it around, and that way it'll keep the collar from slipping down. That way I can kind of keep everything in place. Now I'll be able to feed this up through the bottom here. And again, I know this routes through here, and I should have a tab here to hold this in place, and I don't have that, so I need to get one of those. For now, it's just going to sit here. We're going to leave that painter's tape on so that collar doesn't fall, and then that's in place. Next, we're going to put on the brake line here. This is a rear brake line. This one's in good shape. It has a little collar on it here. We're going to go ahead and unscrew that. There's a little frame tab here. We're going to slide that right through the frame tab there. We'll go ahead and screw that collar back on. Now this is where our hard brake line will mount, so I'm not going to actually tighten all this up all the way just yet. Anyway, I want to kind of clock this into the right position, so I need it to be movable. So at this point, it needs to flex and then wrap around and fit like this. And there is a couple screw holes here. I'll have to find the right screws for that. Next, we'll go ahead and take out the banjo bolt. I did go ahead and run a little bit of brake clean through my banjo bolt here. I know it's not the prettiest, but I think it does work. So we're going to go ahead and push this in. And of course, with our banjo bolt started here, we'll go ahead and just thread it in place. I'll tighten that down. And I did notice that there's no bleeder in this, so I'm going to have to figure that out too. I'm going to pull that real quick here and see what we're working with and see if I actually have a bleeder for that. Maybe I do. If I do, I'm just going to put one in. If I don't and this is messed up, then I'm probably going to have to tear this brake apart. I didn't realize that until now. Alright, I've gone ahead and I've pulled that bolt, and obviously you can see that it's tapered on the end. It's kind of a neat little setup there. Not sure exactly why that was that way, but I do not have a bleeder that's that size, so I may try to source one that'll actually fit in there. I do have a new old stock wheel cylinder, and this is the proper one for this bike as far as I know. Yeah, that's the right one. But if I don't have to pull it all the way back apart, I'm not going to. Hopefully I don't. At this point, I think I'm going to wait and see if I can order just the bleeder at this thread diameter. I should be able to. We'll just put that back in there for now. We'll save that for a later date because I'm not messing with it just now. Couple things buttoned up. Now the exhaust is next. And you remember these things were kind of crusty. I did take some time and polish some of this stuff up, and some of it turned out better than others. None of it's going to clean up real nice. It's not going to look brand new, and that's not really what I want. If I wanted a brand new exhaust, I'd buy a brand new exhaust, but that's not what I was looking for. But I did go ahead and polish this up. I need to find some brackets for this thing, and then we'll throw that exhaust on, and then that will be done. But that's not today's project. I only had a little bit of time today, and I wanted to throw some parts on this bike. Now, it didn't get me any further for real. I did get floorboards put in, and get a brake line put on, a speedometer cable, but I've got a ton left to do. Obviously, I keep talking to you guys about tins. They're done. I have them. I'm not ready to put them on. Obviously, with the shop being kind of a mess and a lot going on here, I'm a little hesitant to put things on and potentially scratch them. I don't want to do that. It's kind of the bad thing with nice paint, is when you have nice paint, you worry about it more, or at least I do, and my space is small, so I'm not really ready to put that in. I know I need to get my oil lines on, get my oil bag in place, and that may be the next step, and that would be kind of safe. From there, I'm not sure where I'm going just yet. I need to order the brake line for there. I need to order that bleeder valve for the rear. I need to set up the front brake, which I do have now, and I need to get that cleaned up and get that set up. I'm going to change the bars out yet, I think. And I know there's fuel lines, and I know there's wiring, and there's a couple of other things to do, but it's getting closer by the day. And these videos will probably be a little shorter, just a little, this, that, or the other, whether it be installing the tanks or putting on the oil tank and the oil lines and how things run. and just little videos, so they may be kind of short, but hopefully they're helpful. And if they are helpful, give these videos a like. And I know this isn't your typical 1966 shovelhead. I know that not all of this is stock. I know that this is my own bike, and it's my personal direction I'm taking it. It's not a restoration project at all by any means. It's a bike I want to get on the road, and it's something I'm putting my own flair on. Now, I will have bikes in the future where they are more of a restoration type thing, and we'll get into those when that time comes, but today's not that day. I've got a bunch of other projects working on that I want to get going, and I need to get after them. Anyway, friends, I know this was a short one. It's kind of an odd one. Hopefully this video helped. If you want to see more videos like this and you want to see this bike to come together and you're not subscribed, hit that subscribe button. That will show you the videos as they come out. Of course, thank you to my subscribers and thank you to my members who joined the membership program. If you want to see these videos come out as soon as I upload them and you're a member, you have that option. Now, that's a paid membership and it does support what I'm doing, and I'm very grateful for you guys that are paying to be members of this whole crazy thing that I'm on here, and I love it. So thank you for that. Just want to continue to say thank you and show my appreciation for the folks that are following along. Anyway, I got to go. Like I said, short day today. I want to get this thing done, get a couple more things done, and then I got to get out of here. So I'm going to get off. We'll catch you next time.